Greg, when you read this article, what was your biggest takeaway from what you learned?
My biggest takeaway goes straight to the trade offer from the Browns versus the 49ers and Bill Belichick's reasoning behind why he chose to send Jimmy G to the 49ers. Yeah. Number one, extremely shocked from this vantage point that he would do what initially we would perceive would be in the best interest of the player.
Right.
That is unheard of, unprecedented, to make sure that, you know what, I want to send my young quarterback that I knew was going to run with the torch and possibly continue this run that we had going on here in the Patriot way of winning championships, getting to the pinnacle every single year. I'm going to send him and put him in the best situation possible so that he could be successful. Then the more I thought about that, exactly, Skip, I thought, like, why would Bill Belichick do that? And then he's all about winning. So I don't think it was to sabotage the Patriots and what they had after Tom Brady, but I think it was clearly to prove a point of this is why we should have kept Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm going to send him to Kyle Shanahan, arguably the best offensive coordinator in the game right now, and surround him with that cornerstone that he can thrive with. I truly believe that this was Bill Belichick's way of saying, I win. Because if I send him...
You don't think that was sabotage?
I don't think it was sabotage because...
How can it not
The only
be?
reason why I don't think it was sabotage because I think Bill Belichick, as long as he is there, he still wants to win. So that's with Brady, without Brady. I think he still wants to win. He still has a point to prove that he can win without Brady. But I think that because he wasn't able to make the decision of keeping Jimmy Garoppolo, I want everybody to see that he was going to be great. And I'm not going to send him to Cleveland.
Maximize his opportunity to be great by sending him to a much better situation and coordinator than he would have had in Cleveland.
Without question.
And you're going to turn down a package of high picks from the Cleveland Browns that probably included a one. It could have been 2 1s. It could have been a 1 and 2 2s. It could have been a whole lot of high picks.
Or it could have been 2 2s because they had a bunch of 2s.
They had a whole bunch of 2s, and instead you take 1 2 from the 49ers for Jimmy G. You like that? You're good with it?
I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I'm good with it. I'm saying that this is
why he did it.
This is why he did it. To prove a point.
To make himself look good.
To make himself look good. Yep.
And you're good with that if you're Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots?
Why are you trying to turn Mr. Kraft against Coach Belichick?
Because, seriously, I'm not overstating this. If I had been Robert Kraft, as soon as that deal was done and I was informed of it, I would have fired Bill Belichick. I'm serious. I would have.
See,
that's straight up sabotage. That's just spite. That's just saying.
It is. It's spite.
Yeah.
It is definitely spite. And I think that because, and again, I don't think I've ever really seen a owner be this tied to a single player the way that Robert Kraft is to Tom Brady.
Well, isn't that a pretty good choice?
It is a great choice, but when you're looking at longevity, you can't fall in love with what you have right now, knowing that this can be over at any moment. You continue to keep the train rolling on the tracks. And in my opinion, I'm not saying that this was the wrong decision, but history tells me this was not the best decision for the New England Patriots because you want to continue to sustain
and you say this could be over at any moment because of age or injury or both?
Both.
Okay, well, it could be over for Aaron Rodgers at any moment.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so that's
more so for injury as opposed to age. What we see in Tom Brady, Skip, he's 40, 41. This is unprecedented. We haven't seen a quarterback play this well into their 40s. He was the MVP. He was a throw away from winning another Super Bowl, so 6. So we've never seen this. So the likelihood of it happening, his play going down for injury and age are greatly as Aaron Rodgers' injury. We saw him get dumped on his collarbone. He missed the better part of the season. Aaron Rodgers is not going to fall off a cliff because of his age because he's only, 33, 34 years of age. Tom Brady is at that age that we don't normally see quarterbacks They play, but not this well.
Not at this level.
We don't see quarterbacks at 40 years of age doing what Tom Brady did.
He won the MVP.
I know.
He threw for 505 yards in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This isn't a knock on Tom Brady.
It's an anomaly.
But he is shattering the mold of what you see as a quarterback's age.
Yeah, but what happens when he doesn't shatter that mold and then we don't have a replacement? Ask the Miami Dolphins. Ask the Buffalo Bills. Ask the Green Bay Packers how you go from Bart Starr to Brett Favre before you have
You
success.
think Miami or Buffalo would like to have Tom Brady just next year for 1 year?
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
But that's not how Coach Belichick looks at it. Coach Belichick says, I'm not a one-year success type of guy. I got a 20-year run of this thing. So I'm trying to get me another 5 or 6. And I've seen what happened. I've been a long enough coach to see when you have a great quarterback and you don't have an adequate replacement, you step off a cliff. And he says, I don't want to step out. Now, everybody's not going to have the Montana to Steve Young or the Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. But Coach Belichick says, I had it. I had it, and Mr. Kraft, you made me give it up.
You know what he's got right now? He's got the reigning MVP and the GOAT.
No question.
He's got it. He's got 505. He's got it going into the season opener.
Skip.
You don't think you would take what coach would take that?
Coach Belichick says, okay, you're right, I have that. But do I want 1 more or 2 more years of Brady, or do I want 12, 15 years of Jimmy Garoppolo?
This is win now in this league.
He believes he can win with Garoppolo. That's the only reason he was willing to do this.
He just put his pride on the line, and the owner slapped him on the wrist and said, I'm sorry, I'm intervening.
And he slapped back and said, I'm getting away for a second-round pick.
And then guess what happened right after the Super Bowl? He slapped him on the wrist again and said, no, we're going to keep Josh McDaniels because you're about 1 step away from being gone.
Coach Belichick said, Coach Belichick said, I'm going to win in the end.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to get by. Well, he walked by Tom.
Win in Cleveland.
Hey, he walked by Tom in the hallway like Tom.
I'm not saying it was a.
I think he probably kind of does. Yeah.
I'm not saying it was an easy decision to say, you know what, let's keep Brady, let's get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, or let's let Brady go, walk out the door, and he hasn't shown any sign of decline, and just insert Jimmy Garoppolo. It was a tough decision. I mean, the same decision had to be made with Joe Montana and Steve Young, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck. These decisions have to be made.
Question, was Belichick's decision to cut bait with Tom Brady at midseason last year and go with Jimmy G, which he would have done if allowed, was that based on wisdom or ego?
Maybe both. I believe
because he was having to share the credit with Tom Brady, and he wanted to prove he could go win one before Belichick got too old with Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Well, is that in the best interest of the New England Patriots? I think not.
Skip, you know how this works. When you're dealing with an all-time great coach and an all-time great player, it's not good enough. We go out of business, Skip. We got to have something to debate. Who is responsible for this success? We got to somebody got to get 51% of the credit, Skip. We can't, 50. No, that don't do any good.
75% Brady.
Don't do that, Skip. No, other way.
You know
other
it.
way.
I know.
Other way.
Everybody knows.
No.
It's the quarterback.
Brady don't do no shopping, no cooking. All he do is stir in the pot.
Yeah, all he does is pull games out in the fourth quarter against Jacksonville.
All Coach Belichick doing is
12
what goes on the menu. What goes on the menu today? What can sell today? He whip up. We're gonna run the ball today to beat this team. We're gonna throw the ball today to beat this team. We're gonna get a couple of turnovers here to beat this team. Coach Belichick got this thing.
What happened in 4 of 5 Belichick seasons in Cleveland with no Tom Brady? He lost.
Players win. Players win.
Yeah.
Players win.
Players win. There's no.
How those play? Let me ask you a question. When those players leave New England and go other places, how they look?
Well, they're away from Tom Brady. He makes it all go.
Oh, even the defensive players.
He makes it go.
Even the defensive players.
They control the football. They score more points. He rubs off. He's the greatest leader in sports today.
What about Coach Belichick's defense?
It's been very good to pretty average. Last year it was below average. And they got away with it because they had the best quarterback in the game.
Top 5 in points. They don't let you score. They give up all them yards. You don't win games with yards. Because if you'd win games with yards, Tom Brady would have won because they had 634 total.
Who said it? The Eagles, Travis Kelce, was it? Who said they had a below-average defense? Like they weren't afraid?
But great coaches. Great coaches. That's what he said. You go context, you got to tell the whole story.
They hung 41
on
Belichick's defense. 41?
Yeah.
And if you can explain why Malcolm Butler didn't play one snap,
Skip, you got to let that go,
Was that
Skip.
not sabotage?
No. He said.
Was it it not? Was it not?
He said Malcolm Butler did not perform during the course of the week up to what was the Patriot way, the Patriot standard. You always like to talk about the Patriot way.
Take that, Bob Kraft.
No, he
Take
wasn't.
that, Tom Brady. Go win one now. Let's see if you can go win one.
That's a whole nother topic right there.
Yeah.